at England, you say, oh my God, what a batting unit. They started as favourites. Then there was a time, Ajay, when you were like, well, are they even going to make it? So they've had quite an emotional roller coaster journey this World Cup, haven't they? I think that loss to Pakistan, despite the fact that they had 200s, right? So they were like, well, batsmen did their job. We got 2 centuries. We had the partnerships. But we've still lost.
Yeah, I think that really opened up their eyes, and they probably had that loss at that stage. They suddenly, because that's the first time I saw the ball reverse swinging in this World Cup. You saw Mitchell Starc do it a couple of times. You see that's another change that I've seen through this World Cup. We haven't seen the ball doing so much. I mean, which is compared to 40, 50 over ball is different, but it's still that reverse swing is coming, and that's why the late scoring runs are not possible.
Yeah.
So the formula of the 2 guys who got 100 and they thought we'll now chase this down, it doesn't happen, because at the end now bowlers have something.
Yeah.
Bowlers are getting something out of the pitch. They've got the slow one and the slower bouncer. With one boundary side, there are a couple of games have had one big boundary. So when you bowl that short and slower, that shot is out of the game, and then the one that you pitch it up is also doing things. So I think they woke up after that and they changed the whole style of play. Their openers still got runs, but the pace got faster. The teams that have scored faster at the top have won games, whether it's a 250-run game, 300.
Which is what England have done as well. They've won the
so
games
that is what England did after that game. They realized that. They figured that out, that, look, the game has changed. The ball has changed, the players have changed, the opposition's changing, let's move.
I think that Roy injury also came at a wrong time for them, because then when
and then he came back and he just, blasted us off. I mean, on that, day in Edgbaston, I mean, they were just superb. We did everything that we could, and we still lost that game. So that loss that you said, Pakistan, so I saw those 2 things.
I think Pakistan had also, sorry to interrupt you, Pakistan had also lost to West Indies by that time, right? This was Pakistan's second game, right? So this was their second game. So England went into this game going, hang on.
I think
Pakistan was just blown away in like 15 minutes by West Indies. We're going to roll them over like this, but it wasn't to be.
So with Pakistan, one thing sure, you'll never get consistency.
You don't know which team is showing up.
Look, with them to analyze is impossible, because how do you analyze something that's not consistent?
Yeah.
The only inconsistency is analyzable with Pakistan. And unfortunately, they have a captain who's trying to make that team consistent. I honestly, I'm a big fan of Pakistan cricket. We've learned, lots of things. Reverse swing came from there. Chasing was, they put this whole system of, playing arams and then getting. So I'm actually surprised to see a Pakistan captain trying to put Pakistan team into a system where there is no system existing there.
Don't try to. You can't box the atom, man.
Yes.
Don't box energy.
Yeah.
Can't put lightning into a carton.
Yeah.
No, you should not. We're talking about consistency. Also, the secret sauce. Now, everybody who's played cricket will tell you, as these 2 gentlemen will agree, that the key to batting is partnerships. And that has been the secret sauce and the consistent effort of England. Look at the number of century partnerships. It's the highest in this tournament by any team. But more importantly, when you have a look at that list, you see a certain Joe Root showing up 5 of those 9 times.
Joe Root is the key, because if you look at England's batting order, they're all power hitters. Be it Jason Roy, Bairstow, you have Morgan, you have Stokes, Butler. What they need is someone anchoring one end, and every time that has happened, it has given the freedom to express to the other guy who was batting with Root at that stage. And every time that team has faced some kind of a hiccup is the time when Root was dismissed early, or say within 20-30 runs. So that is something which is going to hold a great importance as far as England's batting campaign in the remaining matches now, and particularly in the semis. What happened with England? I think they've got into that mindset last few years, which was a very conscious effort of setting that tempo and batting in that tempo through and through 50 overs, which is just, and that's why they were having low order batting. They were giving importance to that. So Vokes came into play, Plunkett came into play, because they can contribute with the bat also. Adil Rashid also they've been investing in. So that was a thought process, that the batting team, batting unit should bat till 9. 9-10. That was the thought process. Why? Because you can have that acceleration going through and through the innings, but that it doesn't work like that. End of the day, the surface comes into play, and that's what they got caught up with in this World Cup. So they started the World Cup with that kind of thought process. Then they realized, okay, it's something which we have to alter and adapt to what is happening right now in the World Cup, which is having that conscious start and then steady start and then really using the back end.
Yeah, but they haven't been able to do that while chasing. See, that's the problem. When they're batting first, they figured that out. But when they're chasing, and that's their concern, right? I mean, going into this one or potentially two big games right now, have the opposition figured them out and saying, listen, man, you win the toss, you bat first. Anyway, that's an advantage on these surfaces and this time of the year. That's the secret sauce to beating this England batting attack.
So now they have figured, see, why England team right now in semis, no one wants to play. Or the experts have been saying, or the analysts have been saying that, okay, let's not play England in semis. We can deal with them in the finals.
Yeah.
Because finals is high pressure game.
Yeah.
So there are more chances of England failing in finals than in semi-finals because they have the momentum of these wins and they have figured out all the flaws which were happening post that England-Sri Lanka match.
Yes.
Mind you, after that they lost one more game.
Yeah, they got
which was
really
against
derailed.
Australia.
That loss really derailed them mentally.
So I think this team has seen enough lows in the World Cup to be prepared to take on anyone in the semis. So I think that's why this team is dangerous in the semis, because all these confusion which was happening there, they have dealt with it and they've come out of it. In between they had that Baistro's incidents also. When he was getting a little emotional, emotions were flying, everything happened.
Yeah.
Okay, now they've settled. So I think semi-finals, I would actually back England to win it. Australia is going to have
unless Aaron Finch can win the toss and bat first.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think irrespective.
You are actually so you are saying that you are backing them even to chase during the semi-final, which is something they haven't been able to do.
I'm
in the World Cup.
I'm convinced that England is going to go through the final.
Like it. I like calls.
Look,
I like the calls.
Because just to add to that, what he said, why is that? It is only because if you see what the journey that he talked about, they were never beaten.
Yeah.
They lost games when they didn't play well enough.
Yeah.
When they played well enough for what they are capable of.
No one's blown them away.
No one has blown them away. So that's the team you fear. They are the new Pakistan that you used to fear at one time.
Yeah.
That you don't know which one will turn up.
Yeah.
So it's just because it's England and everything's correct and they have Nasser Hussain to hold their team together in the media. It seems like, but they've played.
The media, yeah.
But in this World Cup, if you see how England has played, is like how they are. Which team is going to turn up? So if that team turns up, that turned up in Edgbaston, or that team turns up where it turned up in the other games that they won, then the others are not being able to beat them.
Yeah.
That is why they are the feared side at the moment. They were always one of the ones who were going to win the World Cup or be in the semi-final. No surprises there. But I feel that they are the only ones who've been able to stick to what they actually believed in spite of losing games. Because when you lose games in the World Cup, the pressure comes on you, the world is after you, you doing wrong, you doing right, things come, and that's when the doubts start creeping in. If you don't have doubts and you've gone back to what you actually believe in, that is a side to fear.
You know what? That's what I like, the difference when people got after England, or that's the English people got after England after
whoever,
the loss.
that's
I liked what Johnny Bairstow
job.
said. I feel like this country does not support us, as opposed to Pakistan. When they got after them, everybody in the team said, "Main mar jawa, oh main mar jawa, main mar jawa." Do you remember that? I had to plug that joke in. It's like in my old running joke, right? Mar jawa, mar.